Hey guys, it's me, DDP, and today I've got a badass warrior with me, and her name is Carolyne Marquez. And for starters, Carolyne, before we even get into anything, I gotta say thank you to you for not putting me through your workout, because you would have killed me. Because you know, you've got to go on her social media, especially her YouTube channel. You'll see some of, her taking guys through and just hanging and banging with them. And to tell you the truth, embarrassing a lot of different guys, but they love it.
It's important to progressive overload. Don't do this on your first day, like me, because I'll be in a mess. She's been doing this obviously for years, so it takes time to get used to going this hard.
Because wow, she's such a warrior. And like I said, at 68, I don't lift heavy. I've lifted heavy in the day, but I'm all done with that. So you coming over and doing the gauntlet, I really appreciate it. We met at the Olympia Expo this year, this past Olympia 2023, and you were so inquisitive about the Powercuffs. Mm-hmm. So I want to get to that, but before I do, I want to start off with we'll get to all the workout stuff, but I want to start out with the beginning of the day, because you're a super confident individual. But there was one place you said, I've never done that before, and that was the Cold Plunge. So when you first heard that, not being, you're a cryo person, right?
Mm-hmm. I prefer cryo.
But you've never done that. So what did you think on your way into it?
What I thought was, this is going to get my body wet. I'm going to be cold. But it is a new experience, so I have to try it. And I just went for it. I didn't give so much thought, but just dived in.
Wow, that's pretty good, Carolyne.
Your most powerful tool is the mind. When you have that, you can control everything in your body. So after you control your mind, make sure that you are superhuman. You're a superhero.
I love the way I've had many, you're my first female that I've actually had here on the gauntlet. And what a great representation.
Wow.
All the way around. But I've had my buddy Tony Freeman, the former 9-time Olympia, he got in there the first time. He goes, I got to get out. He got out like in 30 seconds. And then he would go back in. 30 seconds? Yeah, 30 seconds. He went in the hot tub. Then he came back. He went back and forth. And then eventually, I came downstairs, and this is a couple of days later, and he was still in the cold plunge. I go, dude, how long you been in there? He goes, 4 minutes. I go, you've been in there for 4 minutes? And he said something very powerful. He said, now that I've been doing this, every time I go to get in, I don't want to do it. But 15 seconds in, I'm so glad I'm here. Now, you, of course, said to me, well, how long were you in it today? I said 5 minutes. And what did you say?
I go 5.5.
5.05. I knew right there.
Just to have a goal, because I have to always reach past the limit.
And that's, I tell people all the time, like, without goal setting, you're kind of screwed. You're going to, even if you hit that magic goal, if you don't have the next one, you're going to fall off and you're going to lose everything that you just did. But you didn't only do that. When you got the 5.05, then you said, what's the record?
What's the record?
What's the record? And the longest at that temperature, by the way, we're talking 40 degrees, not like 45. 45 would be like a bath compared to 40. And Anthony Agogo, who's a bronze medalist in boxing in the Olympics and wrestling for AEW now, he was going to do that show. It's Special Forces, World's Toughest Challenge, and he was going to New Zealand and had to get in the water, and they chugged out a big chunk of ice. Whoa. And he did not want to get in that water, so he got in the tub for the first time, got out in 30 seconds, then he got back in, and he got out in 38 seconds, and then I just dove into him, man. Like, what happened to the Olympia dude? Are you telling me this water's going to beat you? And then he went in, and he set the record, 11 minutes and 38 seconds. And what did you do today?
12:37. 12 minutes and 37, right?
Yes.
What is the record?
11.
11. 11. Let's go.
5.
I did 12.
4, 3, 2, 1. That's right. That's a gauntlet record.
Yeah, I cannot feel anything.
12 minutes and 37 seconds.
Did I actually do a record?
You have the record. You have the. I don't know.
I thought he was joking though.
For the gauntlet, you have the record for anyone who's
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for here we don't know. Right? All I know is what's come through here, and no one beside Anthony blew everything away because he had to. You know, and you just had that same mindset. No, I'm going to do this because I watched your demeanor change, because it's a really, like, anyone who doesn't understand plunging, there's so many, and we use the plunge. There's so much advantages to actually really doing it besides just taking down inflammation. It helps with depression. It helps with confidence. And you're the last person I have to talk to about confidence, because this girl reeks confidence.
I cannot feel anything actually. This is how spirits should feel. Like, no, the body isn't even there. I just feel like I have a mind and a head. I really don't feel my body. Yeah, first time, and I wanted to beat a record. That's just me.
And when you were feeling your skin, what were you feeling? What were you going through?
I actually didn't. I felt like I was just a spirit or just a head, because that's the only part that I had outside of the plunge. So I couldn't even feel like my legs. He's like rub. And I'm like, I don't feel anything. I'm rubbing. I don't know what I'm doing. But I didn't. I felt like a spirit just floating.
So then the chills set in.
Oh, then it got real fast. I started shivering and I couldn't control it. And what I started doing is I started jumping and just getting blood into the circulation and the joints and everything. So that's what I thought I had to do. So that's what I did.
And then we got you on the bike, which is where we do LiveO2. Mm-hmm. Any point in time you do that, it's 90% oxygen. Okay?
I wanted to go to the restroom, but I couldn't feel my organs.
We got you at 16,000. And we're just going to do this for 2 or 3 minutes, and you tell me if you feel good at that, then we'll go up a little more. And LiveO2, for a lot of you guys who watch this here, you know, it's hypoxia training. It's going from what we breathe at 21% oxygen. She went as low as probably, it was at 19,000 feet, so probably 10, 11% oxygen, and going nice and easy. So what's going through your brain with no pressure? You're just going through the motion, but you realize there's no oxygen like I'm used to. What was that like?
It felt normal, actually. Though it didn't feel like so hard.
But what about when we cranked it up? Good keeping you there. Now you're starting to see the oxygen, right? Yeah. Okay, good.
Don't try to break any records on this.
Go. Come on. Good. Push it. Take it back a little bit so you go a little quicker there. This is where the next level of mind control comes, and you're going to own this.
Okay.
You are now at 10 seconds. See, I told you, didn't I tell you this would be the hardest part?
Yeah. Then I felt a little bit like I was fatiguing a little bit faster, but still I just had a number and a mindset, and he also was coaching me through it, like 30 seconds, 20 seconds, I was just listening to him. It felt like I was climbing a tough hill, just when you're on the top and then you just go down. Top and go down. That's what I felt. Like when you're doing hiking or running.
Yeah, you were hiking at a different level there. Mm-hmm. and then we went to the ending where we push all the air out.
That felt so nice.
3, 2, now go. Come on. Push it. Come on. This one you're getting 25 seconds. Okay, we're good. You're done? I'm just unstrapping here. All right, now we're going to the mat.
Like, I made it. Like when you realize life is complete. I made it. I like fresh air. I loved it. My veins just started popping with lots of oxygen, and good stuff.
Yeah, for any of you who is your first time listeners, we're pushing 90% oxygen. Like I said, we're breathing 21. You're breathing 21 right now, hopefully. Well, it depends what part of the country you live in. But, you know, when you get that 90%, it's just such a rush. And then when you push all the air out, you got to hold it out and keep pedaling, you realize, wait a minute, that's the hardest thing you're going to do. And then getting that oxygen back, it gives you life. It gets you ready to go. Plus, you were warmed up from 12 minutes and 37 seconds in the plunge. So then we got on the mat, and then we got into the weights, which we'll get into in a second. Before I get in that, I want to ask you, like, where does your fitness journey start? Like, you said something to me about your dad teaching you, like, when you're like 3 years old?
Yeah, my dad is a professional athlete, so he got me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What did your dad do?
He does paddleball, he does hand paddles.
Oh, really?
Boxing. He loves all sports, cycling. So he taught us from a very young age that sports just gets us discipline. And by doing that, he just helped us mentally focus on life, but seeing another perspective, like fighting your battles, but not against people, but against yourself, and just pushing that. Both of my parents did, pushing that limit, but through yourself, not through getting it angered out through other people, but by your inner self and just being better at anything that you can. And since I was little, he got me on soccer, track and field, volleyball, all the sports. So that's what it is just in me. If I'm not active, I feel like it's not me, like I lost myself.
Well, bottom line, Mom and Dad, you did a great job.
Yeah.
Because, you know, so you're on this journey. When did you start weightlifting and stuff?
So I started weightlifting because I was 85 pounds, and I was 85 pounds because I did lots of running and lots super semi-marathons. But when I started weightlifting, it was because I saw cartoons or animes like Goku, like they were like Super Saiyan and they got all these muscles bulging out, and like I really like that. Like I like superheroes, and I wonder if a girl can do that, because usually they're guys doing that. Right. And when I saw those, I wanted those. I don't know why. So I just started lifting weights and just started my journey, and to see what happened. I didn't have anything on mind. And my friend of mine got me into the gym, and I just went there nonstop. And even in vacations, I lifted weights and did my cardio. So that's why I have good endurance and also good strength, because I combined the two since I was little.
And we got your heart rate up at 138, and then you said, what do you walk around at? Your heart rate?
38.
38. The only person, the guy Anthony Agogo I was telling you about, who was a record before you, he's the only guy that I've ever known that's like 35 to 40, because he was a boxer. You know, he was conditioned as a boxer, and his cardiovascular condition was off the charts and really hard to get his heart rate up, just like it was with you. But you did get there. But interesting, it was really came the most with the weight section, and that was really interesting. So when did you start to learn about blood flow restriction training? Because really, most people have no idea what that means.
So before I get into anything, I do my own research. I started looking at hacks or ways that I can do it better, faster, and healthier. So I saw that, okay, I was lifting weight. I was already strong, but what now? Like, am I going to keep lifting 1,000 pounds for what? I didn't want to be a strength power lifter. I wanted to grow muscles. So what could I do to grow more muscles, but easier and just have better results? So what I came across was BFR. And what I did back then, there was no Powercuffs. Right. So I put a knee wrap, and I just wrapped it around my knees, around my limbs. And that's what I started doing. And I saw results, so I kept doing it, wrapping my legs with the knee wraps, and I saw results. Keep doing it for around 10 years. And I see.
So you've been doing it that long? Oh, wow. Okay. So what do you think of the Powercuffs, like now that you're using those now?
Way more easier than just wrapping your knees, your knee wraps around your legs, because you have to untie them and then you have to go again.
Right.
Here you just go like knuckle, 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 power, boom. And super easier, super comfortable. Way better technology. I know you're going to keep bettering it, but right now they're super good. I really enjoy them.
Power up. Put them in, dial them up. 10, 9, 8, 7. Turn those weights. Hit it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Tries are popping. She's a beast. She's a beast. So the workout itself, like you've never done that type of workout because you're used to doing your own method. Do you see how that style of, because that's really what BFR is. That's their protocol to use properly to get the most. And you were getting gassed at points during the workout, just like me. So using that little amount of weight, and I know you're a person who really understands lightweight and what it can do. But when you put in the Powercuffs of that, how will you use this moving forward?
I will just keep incorporating my weights. I will incorporate one heavy day, one lightweight, and that lightweight will have the same benefits as if I were lifting heavy weights. So I just switch them around and just give my joints a little bit of a break. So the way I'm gonna do it is a day I can do it heavy and a day I can do it lighter and just get the same benefits.
And use the cups when you're doing that. Yeah, and because again, for me, if I could go back in time, that's what I would do. I would have taken all that solid heavy lifting because, again, your joints, so many of my boys, and I'm around the corner from having to have shoulder replacements because of the wear and tear that I put on with all that weight and all the banging in the ring, just beats up your body. So, now that you have this, it's going to be really interesting to see how your journey continues. Pablo!
I release the beast. No, and now that I know the time frame that you are supposed to do it, because I just put them on for 2 hours and went through my workout the whole 2 hours. Now I know that it is 24 minutes. Take them off. And if you want, you can put them back on, but you don't have to because the hormones already are released.
Right.
So now I know that, and I can work with that better in my advantage. So I will be applying that too as well. And that training that you told me, like, I did the 30, 15, 50, 50, but you did it back to back.
Right.
You did it bicep and then triceps.
Right.
So you let the muscle rest. The thing that I'm going to see is how do you apply it on your legs.
That's going to be interesting.
I know that you're a pro on arms, but it will be really rewarding to see how the legs grow. And
again, you're a freak in the nicest way when I say this, because I've seen you take guys through your leg workouts. And I'm like, oh my God. Like for me, with my knees, my hips, it's like I've still got all my own joints. I want to keep them. But like I said, you would kill me on that. So it's be interesting for you because you do have amazing legs and you have strength all the way through your glutes, everything. So it'll be interesting. I'll be really interested to see how that pans out. So let's talk about, like a lot of people want to know when they see someone who's built like you and you're like a superhero.
Stuff like this?
Yeah. You're like a superhero. Like, I heard that you ate like 300 grams of protein a day. Is that right?
233 or more.
Or more. And what sources of protein are you grabbing?
My main sources are eggs, fish, and chicken. Those are my main. I don't eat red meat, bite into it, but I could do it on a shake or something. But I mainly just do egg whites, whole eggs, fish, and chicken. Those are my main. And protein powder
What protein powder are you using?
The one that I use are made from egg whites and beef from Enhanced Labs.
Oh, okay.
So it is basically just egg whites, pure food in powder form. So it is easier for me to consume and very tasty for the cakes.
And when you're eating, like I know that there's so many different schools of thought about how much protein you can eat in one sitting. Like, from what I understand, and I don't know this, I'm not a doctor, obviously, but your body can only absorb more than 30 grams at a time. Is that true? Or is that what you know to be true? Or do you take more than that at a time? Like, what's
I take way more than that at a time, but I really don't tell people what's true and what not, because I really,
you don't know,
I do
right?
my own trials and successes. So I trial with myself, and if it's working, I keep doing it.
Well,
so
obviously it's working.
Yes, it is working. So I can take 60 grams of protein, 70 grams of protein in one sitting. And it has worked for me for years, and so I keep doing it. I'm not telling you to do it. You keep what medical advice says, but I would just keep doing what I just consider to be working for me. So yes, I do think that you can process more than...
Well, whatever it's doing, it's working. So do you ever do like cheat meals or anything like that?
No.
I didn't think so. I really didn't
I don't
think
call
so.
them cheat meals. Since I was little, I couldn't eat sugars or any oils that are inflammatory because
So wait a second. So you're telling me that you don't eat sugar?
No, never.
Wow. No wonder
simple
you're
sugars. On fruits, yes.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
But on simple sugars, anything that has simple sugars or honeys or agaves, I cannot consume. So
and that's medically you can't do that.
No, yeah, it was since I was little, so I got used to it. At first, when you're little, it's like horrible, worst thing ever. Like everyone trick or treating and you getting candy, and you cannot. But after it, I have seen it as a blessing because it has fit my lifestyle and it has helped me grow even more muscles easier, and just having an advantage of people because they are also addicted to sugars. And I see that. I see that was a problem. So what I do is I make my own healthy meals. Whatever I crave, pizza, cake, whatever, I just make it, but healthier.
And you said you were coaching people too?
So yeah, I do one-on-one coaching. That's my main source of.
Sure.
So I train them by giving them my WhatsApp, and they text back to me, and I give them the workouts, guide them, help them nutrition, anything that they need.
Oh, awesome.
I have 2 different programs. One is just workouts, and one is nutrition and workouts.
Tremendous. So what kind of clients do you normally get? Are they fitness competitors, or are they regular people? Like who?
They're usually regular people because I do cosplay and stuff. They're more like younger or any type of age, but they're more normal, want to just be healthy and fit.
Right.
So those are my main ones. But I also have competitors, minimum, but I do have all sources, but mainly the healthy, just be healthy version.
Sure, I get it. Well, people, they don't know. When something happens like that, like I remember one of my friends who just passed, her name was Terry Lang. She was like the godmother of the DDP Yoga. She was the first person I ever helped. But she was 6 months from 50, she had this amazing transformation. And then at 55, she started putting on weight again, and she didn't change anything. And the doctors who she went to go see were like, hey, you're 55 now, get used to it. But that wasn't it. It turned out that she was a celiac. Now, that was 18 years ago. No one knew what a celiac was. So I was like, what are you going to eat? Because she eliminated so many things that she could eat. So I think there are people out there who are still in that spot where someone could tell someone and say, I saw it on DDP's podcast, that, you could actually, maybe you should check that out, Fit Martian. So I think that's good. I think it's very good.
Yeah, it is something new, and people just need to go to the source. So for whatever disease, just go to the source, always. That food must come from the earth instead of not any packaging is bad, but just look at the labels and ingredients like sugar or grains that are not good for you. Just check them off your list and see how your body reacts. You'll be so much better.
No, really. It's like, I'd call it just eat proteins and vegetables and then put something back in and see how you react.
Exactly.
And if you react bad, you probably shouldn't eat that.
Or just do a blood sugar dose test that they do
Right.
from Allergies. You will be safer there.
Yeah, I'm afraid to look at that test.
I haven't done it either. I did it when I was little, and I'm okay with that. It is more about enjoying the journey instead
That too.
of always the goal. Because when I was talking to you at the Cold Plunge, I just had to enjoy it because I already set my goal and I already had to do it. So I just kept talking to you just to enjoy the time that I was on the Cold Plunge. Still was doing the Cold Plunge, but I was also talking to you. So which one will I focus on, the numbers, or I have someone next to me talking to me and making my journey fun? So I might focus on that.
That is exactly what I tell people who go in the plunge, who are going, I'm like, dude, stop thinking about that. Look at me, tell me a story. And that's what I said to you, and you just started talking. And I watched your whole demeanor just go, and you were just, it didn't matter if it was 40 degrees or 80 degrees.
I started enjoying it. I was like, let's enjoy it because we're here already. If you're going through hell, keep walking, because why are you going to stop in hell? You might as well just walk all through it and pass it.
Yeah, because one of the greatest lines, cliches of all time is, this too will pass. And when people
That's a Bible verse.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Yeah, but it's something that everybody forgets. And it's one of the things that it's like people get themselves so caught up, and most times they're not breathing, when they're getting themselves caught up and worried. And there was a study that Cornell, where Steve went to school, Cornell University did on worrying. And they followed a large group of people for a significant period of time. And what they learned was 85% of things we worry about never happen. Like, never happen. But it gets better than that. Of the 15% that was left over, 79% of those people whose worries came to fruition, those people whose worries came to fruition handled the worry way better than they thought they could. And a lot of them were happy it happened because, wow, I really learned something from that. So if you're doing the math, that's 97% of the things we worry about that never happened. And I went through a really traumatic experience over this last year. And during it, I just start breathing deeply in and out because I know that would balance my brain. And I would just say, I heard this woman say it, her name is, I can't remember her name now, saw her on social media. And she said, what if it all works out? What if it all works out? Like, what if it all works out? And that was the one thing I kept saying, even though it took a while to get there, and I had to be patient, and I had to breathe, it still, it worked out really the way I wanted it to. Exactly. It was all said and done.
And if you're living in the present, if you're scared, just pinch yourself and say to yourself, I'm here now, it's not happening. So I think that I do is I pinch myself whenever I feel like scared or something, and I'm like, it's not happening, it is not real, so why worry about it right now? It's just getting your receptors into the save or flight zone. So just wake up, you're here, it's not happening right now, so relax. That's a trick that I do.
Okay, well, I just want to talk about one thing. Now, the one thing is, say, this is my passion for God for 30 years now, 25 years, was DDP Yoga. And I heard you say to Tony later on, you said, okay, that just pulled it. To me, it's the glue, but what did you feel about, because you never done yoga before, even though this ain't your mama's yoga. What were you going through when we were going through that part of the workout? 5, 4, 3, count with me. 2, 1, and hold. Pull, 3, 2, 4, push, 3, 2, 4, last one. Back up, okay, cool. Pop these. Inhale, take it back. Far as you feel comfortable. Back out, good job. Now you're always opening up. Now, give me that hold, get up.
I really felt like my muscles were being expanded and my bones were just being cracked, but in a good way. And I really enjoyed it, even though it was a little bit uncomfortable. But after you get into it, you feel like, oh, this is actually working something in my muscles. And I do stretch, but the way he stretches, another level stretching. So if I felt out of my comfort zone, I felt vulnerable, but I embraced it, and now I feel so much stronger and so much better. So
and after that weight workout, we needed it.
yeah,
we needed it.
it felt very good. I just had to be consistent with it, like with everything.
100%. But that's the glue. That's what's going to keep you young. Well, in closing, I want to thank you for coming here to take the DDP's gauntlet, and you survived the gauntlet and you kicked its ass. So
the gauntlet survived me.
You're damn right it did.
And now we flex.
See you next week, guys. Bang.